Alright guys, feeling we're back with more Yakuza 4. It's very late, so I'm not really going to commit to recording too much here, but yeah, we're going to play some here. It is 12:38 in the morning. Spent the entire day to night sort of period working on the Last of Us video. Yeah, and to be honest, I could have gone for longer. Like, I definitely could, like, go to, like, 2 o'clock and get the video almost done, but I think, like, it just everything kind of aligned at the same time, and I was like, you know, I think this is a sign I should just stop for tonight. Really, it was like, this is what happened, like, around midnight. First up, it was around midnight. I think that's the first thing. Second, I was, like, starting to get tired a bit. Third, I've been watching a challenge, Fresh Meat 2, all night, and I just finished the episode I was watching. Plus, also at the same time, I got to the point where I had 30 minutes of audio left in the video. So, again, that's kind of a solid number there. Plus, also, I just finished editing through Abby Day 1. So it's like all those things kind of coincided at once. I was like, you know, I think this is a good spot to end. So yeah, I do work tomorrow, but I should have a couple hours before work to work on stuff if I want to. Ideally, like, again, I have 30 minutes of audio to run through, which, I mean, if I really wanted to, I could probably finish the video by the end of tomorrow. Like, work on it probably for a couple hours before work, and then if I work on it after work for a few hours, I should be able to get it done. I think. But if not, then I'll definitely have it done by Sunday anyway, so again, like, I'm definitely on pace to finish it by the end of the weekend, which was the goal coming into this. Okay, so this is our first time playing as this guy. Masayoshi Tanemura. We have no items. Well, I'm sure the game's gonna, like, force us to do something, right? You know what? Let's actually go ahead and buy some, let's go and buy some medicine if we can. It's just up here, right? Wait, what? What was that? Oh. I don't want that. Whatever. Okay, what do we want? So we'll get like 5 of those, 5 of these, and where's that put us at? We still have 9 more slots open. I think that's about right. No, let's just do that. Alright, so, yeah, spent the entire night editing. So, guys, I pretty much, like, some stuff came up, but not, like, anything that takes too long. Wait, what? I just got this. But, nothing too serious, but it did take up, like, an hour or so. Yeah, by, like, 5:30, I think it was, I was, like, fully set on editing. So pretty much from 5:30 to 12, I edited. So a good, like, what, 6.5 hour period. And I got, like about 40 minutes of audio done during that time. 40 minutes of audio is worth done. Like, again, the video itself was an hour and 40. The audio, I mean, the raw audio itself was an hour. Where am I going? Was an hour and 40 minutes long. Last night I edited the first like 30 minutes. So today I got another 40 minutes worth. So again, there's about 30 minutes left. So I'm over 2/3 of the way through the video, through the edit. Is it this guy? Who the fuck? Wait, where am I going? It's not there. Is it here? Oh, there it is, Mahjong. Okay. Pfft, I'm a fucking idiot. But yeah, so that's that. Again, 2 days worth of editing. I still have a good chunk left, but you know, if I can get it done by the end of the weekend, it's fine either way. Because like 3 ounce late weekend kind of, it's whatever. I don't really factor it in too much into me getting actual stuff done. So it's like anything I really get done over the weekend is kind of a bonus, because like obviously I end up spending most of the weekend working. Again, like on Monday, if I can get caught up on the challenge review, and then do some housekeeping stuff on Wednesday, then they'll keep me at a point where I get to start the next batch of videos by the end of the week, which would be cool. Which, if I remember right, I believe this batch of videos is actually going to be super... I believe it's actually a really quick batch, with the exception of the BB2 retrospective. Which, by the way, I am not looking forward to rewatching BB2. But, gotta do it. I like, to be honest, I have almost no interest in rewatching BB2. Like, if it was BB3, cool. Even B4, like, I've watched BB2 and BB4 relatively recently, like, within the last 2 years. So, like, both of those seasons, I just don't really feel the need to rewatch. But I need to take notes and everything. Either that, or to be honest, like, maybe I mean, like, I feel like the wiki has a very detailed summary. So, I mean, maybe I could get away with not watching it and just, like, go off of the summary. Let's look this up. Because to be honest, like, if it's detailed enough, then I'm sure I could. But it's like, at the same time, it's like, I feel like I'm missing out, though. I'm gonna miss out on, like, little small things that I would want to talk about. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not detailed enough, I don't think. I mean, it's pretty detailed, actually. It's, but there's just so much, not there that I feel like I would need to still watch the thing. What am I doing? Two silver plates. Where do I get silver plates from? Well, I mean, I know where I get them from. It's just like how much they cost. is this the pawn shop? No, it's not. Wasn't there a pawn shop on the bottom floor? Oh, it's up there. Oh shit, I went the wrong way then. It's in that fucking pathway. But yeah, so, alright, let's see. Well, you know, sell that, and I mean, we'll sell one of these. Oh, wait. I mean, what's worth selling here? I guess stamina X? No, let's just do toughness C, fuck it. Alright, so yeah, okay. Yeah, so, that's that with the editing. Pretty much went according to how I expected it to go today. But yeah, also I watched a lot of Fresh Meat too. To the point where I actually was at a point where I was like, can I finish the season today? Like, I was actually at that point because, you know, if I stayed up to like 2 in the morning, I would have finished the season tonight. I'm literally at the finale. At the finale, and then there's the reunion show. So about like an hour and a half's worth of show left to watch. What did I sell again? Still toughness, right? Yeah. Stamina X. Yeah, so yeah, I did end up watching a lot of that, and it's a good season. It's a good season. For me though, it has a lot of the same. Like, the thing is, it's pretty much Fresh Meat. Like, I mean, like, obviously Fresh Meat too, but it's like it's pretty much the exact same format as Fresh Meat, with the exception of, like, there's no dumb, like, veto. I forgot what the actual name of the competition was, but like, there's no second competition, which is for the better. But outside of that, like, it's pretty much the exact same format, and there's certain things about the format that I don't particularly love. But overall, it's a pretty solid season. I think it's missing a lot of wackiness. I feel like something these older challenge seasons have is that a lot of them have like these really bizarre storylines, and this one's pretty straightforward for the most part. I mean, like outside of the Teresa and like Wes and Kenny like sort of thing, like love triangle thing there. It's a pretty by the book season in terms of the drama. What is interesting though is the strategy, and there's a lot of interesting gameplay on the season. And oh wait, what? Oh fuck. But yeah, so I am enjoying Fresh Meat 2 to a degree. I mean, like, for me, I'm putting it, as of right now, I would put it right above Fresh Meat 1. Like, I think they're very similar seasons. I think this season has a better format. I think Fresh Meat has probably better... I don't know, though. I mean, I do feel like overall this is probably the better season. I feel like Fresh Meat 2 is probably a more iconic season, though. But I would say for me personally, Fresh Meat 2 is probably like an inch above it, but like not by much. Though, something I was considering doing was bumping the island down below Fresh Meat. So I kind of feel like that's where it should land at this point. But the thing that I have a tough time reconciling is I do feel like the island just has so many iconic moments for me. Yeah, I think as of right now, I am going to drop it. Because again, I feel like that kind of... I feel like it doesn't really fit with the seasons that are... Like, essentially the list right now is The Duel, Dirty 30, War of the Worlds 2, which I feel like that's kind of... Yeah, but then Gauntlet 3, Duel 2, Fresh Meat 2, Fresh Meat, which again, that feels like a solid tier. Then we got the island, and again, to have the island like in the middle of that feels kind of weird. Like, it doesn't feel right. Then, like, in Island and Final Reckoning for me, I feel like it feels right that those two seasons are next to each other. Again, you know, the Island, I think both of them have, like, really fun, iconic moments, but the seasons as a whole are train wrecks. But anyway, then you got Total Madness. Actually, is Total Madness too high? I feel like Total Madness might be too high. And then War of the Worlds, which I was not a big fan of War of the Worlds. But then The Ruins, then Inferno 2, Gauntlet 2, Vendettas, Invasion of the Champions. I forgot how much I hated that season. And then Inferno 3, which is just so fucking boring. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was going to probably finish Fresh Meat 2 here. I'll probably try to watch Cutthroat over the course of the week. And then... And the thing is, like, at some point, I'm gonna have to take a break to watch the Big Brother, to rewatch BB2. I don't know. I don't know how I should approach the BB2 retrospective, to be honest. Let's get that. Oh, we can't get that. These are largely just the same things, right? Let's get that. Last one doesn't really matter. That's that. Next season's Cutthroat, obviously, as I said, and I forgot how long's the 10 episode seasons last. I think it lasts for a decent while longer, right? I don't think it's until like season 25 or something that changes. Either way, it is also bizarre at this point watching some of these seasons and then realize that like some of the people on these seasons aren't even that old. Like now, like it's kind of weird to think like Casey Cooper, I believe, is like 34 in real life, and like Evelyn, same thing, is like 34, and it's like when watching these seasons, like they feel older, but it's like it's really only like 10 years ago. Like they're not that old. Like for some reason, it's like it feels like I'm watching like Survivor Borneo, where like these people should be in their 40s by now, but it's like it's not. Like it's not at all. Like to be honest, like some of these modern challenge players, like I look up their ages and I'm like surprised at how young they are. Especially considering like how long they've been doing the show, or like how many seasons they've done the show. And that's the thing about the challenge that I think you gotta reconcile too, is that like despite them doing so many seasons, like the challenge does 2 seasons a year, so it's like it kind of makes sense that I mean, like I think an example of that is like someone like a Leroy who's done like what, like 11, 12 seasons, something like that. But he's only been around for like 9 years. Like he hasn't been around. Like it's not even like he's been around for that long. And like Nani is a big example where like I was, and like Leroy's like 35, I think. Be like Nani, I was mind blown. Is only 31. Not because she necessarily looks older than 31 or whatever, but it's like I just thought like through her history at the show and stuff, like she would have been like nearing 40. But she's only 31. Like she's only like 6 years older than I am. It's like how the fuck is that a thing? And I feel like there's like a few more people like that. I'm trying to think of who else. I know Sarah Rice is pretty young. I mean, like Kellyanne Judd. It's like I really thought she was. I mean, like I like again, like she was on. I obviously just watched her on the island and the ruins, and it's like, again, these seasons feel so old, but again, they're only like 10, 11 years ago. So it's like she's only 34 now. Like, and like she's gonna be on the OG seasons, which is, or she is on the. Technically, it's filming right now, but that should be interesting. And like to be honest, like a lot of people were like complaining about Kellyanne, she's not an OG and stuff. I'm fine with her being back. I really like Kellyanne. I think out of the like, I mean, to be fair though, I haven't watched much of the other two more recent. Like there's like 3 women that are relatively new school out of the OG cast. Like it's Kellyanne. How do you pronounce her name again? I thought it was Jonah, but it turns out it's like Jonah or Jonah or something like that. I haven't watched any of her seasons at all, so I know literally nothing about her. And then there's Jemmy, who I really like Jemmy too, but it's like I feel like Kellyanne is definitely the one of those 3 that I'm the happiest to see back on a challenge season. Mind you, I haven't watched her, like she's only been on 4 seasons, and 2 of them are relatively recent. I mean, like she is on the island, then on, which is season 16, then she's on the ruins, which is season 18. Then she doesn't play again until Battle of the Bloodlines, which is season 27, and then is on 28 immediately afterwards, and hasn't been on since. Yeah, I really like Kellyanne. Mind you, I think part of that's also the fact that I find her really attractive. But I mean, outside of that, I am also really excited to see her back for OGs, and excited to see how she does in. I mean, like I know she doesn't do particularly well on the next 2 runs, but it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like people like Wes is someone too that's like I'm watching him on the ruins and watching him on the duel, and I'm thinking like of him as like, oh, this guy's like 30 something, right? Then it turns out he's like 24, like he's my age at this point, like he's my age during those seasons. Like what the fuck? Um, like it's bizarre to me how like Wes feels so old during these seasons when really he's like still pretty fucking young. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess I can talk more generally about fresh meat, or more specifically, not generally, about fresh meat too. Yeah, I mean, like I'm enjoying the season as a whole. Some of these fresh meat though are so fucking boring and bring nothing to the table. Like even the winner, like I know the winners are Landon and Carly, and like Landon is, yeah, I mean Landon's Landon. So I mean like he's this guy that's gonna play straight up, not really like super bombastic TV or anything, but it's just a likable figure. Carly though is so fucking boring, and she brings nothing to the fucking table from a TV perspective. It's kind of funny, like I believe, I mean, like it's funny, like Fresh Meat 2 is interesting because it's like I was like comparing Fresh Meat 2's cast to Fresh Meat 1, and like Fresh Meat 1, it's like, yeah, there's a couple people here and there that like we never see again. I think Shonda, Lynette, Aviv, and Jesse, right? I think everyone else, oh, and Johnny, but I think, but that's like 5 out of 13, is it? 12 or 13. But like the majority of those people have been back multiple times since then. I mean, you got Evan, Kenny, Eric, Casey. I know there's more. Who the fuck else is there? Ryan, Evelyn, Evelyn. So again, like some pretty big names. So again, like Evelyn, Kenny, Evan. Like those are 3 of the biggest names of that era. I feel like I'm missing someone too, but whatever. Either way, I mean, like it's like that's like a massive, like a really strong field. Like even though there's like also some massive duds there, it's like it's a pretty strong field. Fresh Meat 2 doesn't really have that. It's like Fresh Meat 2 is interesting. Like Fresh Meat 2, it's like again you have the winner. Like in terms of the fresh meat, which is also something I find interesting about Fresh Meat 2 too, is that also, it's like on the actual season. It's like even the players and everything are acknowledging that essentially the fresh meat don't mean anything. Like they keep on talking about how like whenever they're like targeting a player, whenever they're going, like whenever they talk about a pair, like they talk about them as if the vet is the only like one important within it, which I find interesting. Like literally on the first vote, it's like, who are you putting up? Well, it's like, oh, we're putting up Darrell. Like don't even bother to fucking mention Cara Maria, which I find funny. But yeah, I mean, like when we look at this cast, though, again, like you have someone like Cara Maria and you have Laurel, who are relative. I mean, Cara Maria is obviously a massive name in the challenge, like one of the biggest names modern day. But dang it, she's the first boot. But like I think only like 5 out of the 13 end up returning. I think, based on what I saw. Again, you have someone like Cara Maria, who is a massive name. I think we're going to end here, by the way. I don't think I'm going to do another episode. But you have a Cara Maria, who's a massive name. But then also you got a lot of, like, who the fuck are these people? Sort of people. And, like, people that are straight up boring. I think you have like in terms of people that return, you have Cara Maria, you have Laurel. Carly was technically going to return for Battle of the Seasons, but had to drop out at the last second. But still, I mean, like she wasn't interesting anyway. Yeah, Laurel. I mean, Laurel's a decently big name. I think Laurel's a big name. The problem is that she doesn't participate consistently. I believe she does like 3 seasons in a row here. She does Fresh Meat 2, cutthroat rivals, and then since then she's kind of been on and off. Where what other seasons has she done? I know she won Free Agents, Invasion of the Champions, and then War of the Worlds 2, right? I think those are 3. But yeah, I mean, you have that. Yeah, I mean, you have Laurel, and then who comes in third? I don't remember who comes in third anymore. I was gonna run through them in order. Third is Pete. Pete never appears again. Who gives a shit? It's kind of boring, and if he's not boring, he's a fucking dick. So whatever. Then you got Nor, who is like, who the fuck is this guy? Again, like, I mean, he had a couple funny confessionals, but overall, like, doesn't really seem too interesting. You have Teresa, who's great. I like Teresa. I like her on the current season as well. Yeah, I like Teresa. But again, still not like a massive figure. I mean, like, she's played, like, I think this is her 6th or 7th season, Double Agent. So it's like, she's done a decent amount of them, but never's really done like particularly well. Like, I believe the only time she made to the final was the time where she technically got eliminated before it, but was brought back as a replacement. But yeah. Then we have, I'm trying to think. Evelyn's partner Luke, who does return for Cutthroat, but I don't believe returns again after that. And same thing with like a Mindy. Mindy returns for Battle of the Axes also, but it's like, I mean, again, none of these really count, do they? Is it Mindy or is it Mandy? It's Mandy, isn't it? Whatever. I didn't find her interesting either. I found her really fucking boring. And Luke is fine. I mean, I don't think he got a ton of airtime, but like, he's fine. He's not boring, but he's not like super interesting either. Then after that, you got a lot of people like that are like, who the fuck are these people? I don't even remember fucking CJ's partner's name. Is it Shonda? Whatever. She was like pretty non-existent. Same thing goes for Sandy, who is like Danny's partner. Who's fourth boot? Brandon. Brandon's okay. I mean, like, he kind of gets screwed over. And I know he returns for a few more seasons. I don't think he ever does particularly well, though. But, again, he's one that does at least return. Third boot was Paula. I don't even remember her partner's name. But either way, he never appears again. He's fucking boring, too. Jim? Jake? Something like that. Really generic alpha white guy looking boring person. I don't know. Then we got Vinny, who I'm pretty sure returns again. I don't know how he does ever again, but I mean, that's something. And then yeah, Cara Maria. So I mean, again, like, it's a field of like, it's really not nearly as strong of a field. Again, like, when you look at like Fresh Meat, like the original Fresh Meat, again, you have Evan, Kenny, Evelyn, and then but I mean, like, you have those like 3 like really massive names, and then you also have Wes, who, despite him technically not being a Fresh Meat, like, that is his first appearance on the challenge, and he does have a very dominant run there. It's like with Fresh Meat 2, it's like we don't have, like, we have the appearance of Cara Maria, but she's like, whatever. I mean, like, and to be fair, I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about Evelyn and Fresh Meat with 1, so I guess that kind of equals out. You've heard, and you have Laurel, but even then, like, Laurel's not even that prominent in the season. It's like really Kenny that's like hogging up all of her airtime. And then, like, just everyone else is like just not particularly, like, it's like so much of the season is so dependent on the returnees. I think so much more so than the original Fresh Meat, where the original Fresh Meat, I felt like a decent amount of them stood on their own. and even like again, like most of the screen time went to Wes on that season, who, while not fresh meat, was like at least a new figure on the show. While with Fresh Meat 2, it's like almost all the screen time's going to Wes, Evelyn, and Kenny, and Landon. So it's like the actual Fresh Meat themselves aren't even getting that much airtime. But whatever, I'm done. I'm tired. So yeah, this will probably be it. We'll play more, whatever. Well, I'm gonna try to get this done by mid next week. I think like Wednesday is probably the goal for finishing this. After that, we'll start Yakuza 5, which is supposed to be really fucking long. If I can get that done within like a couple weeks, I'm sure I can get Yakuza 6 done within a week. I mean, Yakuza 6 is supposed to be relatively short, so I mean, like, if we can get this done, I would say by, and really, if we can get this done by the end of the month, if we can get the Yakuza series, I'll be content with that. And then need to play all the games of 2020 at that point. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.